Danielle Busby's 2025 transformation has left fans completely speechless. The outdaughtered star stunned everyone with a look so different, many couldn't believe it was really her. From style updates to striking beauty changes, Danielle is proving that even reality TV moms can reinvent themselves in ways no one saw coming. Could this be the boldest makeover in the Busby family yet? Danielle Busby's life story is often told through the lens of her fame as the mother of America's only all-girl quintuplets. But before reality TV cameras ever entered her world, she lived a life that was ordinary, hard-working, and deeply rooted in family. Danielle was raised in a modest household by her single mother, Michelle "Mimi" Theriot. Her childhood was shaped not only by her mother's example of perseverance, but also by the presence of her twin sisters, Crystal and Ashley. Danielle has often described her sisters as her biggest support system, women who stood beside her during every milestone, challenge, and turning point in her life. That closeness would later become a recognizable part of her story on television, but its foundation was built long before fame. From a young age, Danielle learned the value of hard work and responsibility. At just 10 years old, she began babysitting, discovering early on both a love for children and the discipline of earning her own money. These lessons shaped her character and prepared her for the extraordinary challenges she would one day face as a mother of 6. Education was also an important chapter in her journey. Danielle attended McNeese State University in Lake Charles, where she balanced her studies with part-time work and family responsibilities. Unlike the glamorous image often associated with reality stars, Danielle's professional background was built on practical, everyday jobs that reflected her dedication and versatility. Before the Busbys rose to fame, Danielle worked as an independent beauty technician, helping clients feel confident and cared for. She also built experience in more structured office roles, serving as a project coordinator at AP Networks, an office assistant at Vital Care Medical, and eventually an office manager at Ship to Shore. Each position demanded different skills, organization, leadership, patience, and each one contributed to the resilience and adaptability that later became vital when she and her husband, Adam, welcomed quintuplets. Danielle Busby's love story with Adam is one of those tales that starts with awkward moments, a few missteps, and eventually blossoms into something lasting. The two first crossed paths in 2003, when they were both working at a Target store. Danielle later recounted the story in a heartfelt blog post titled Our Love Story, where she revealed that Adam didn't exactly sweep her off her feet right away. In fact, it took him several months to work up the courage to even say a word to her. When he finally did, his opening line was simple but bold. "Hey, beautiful." Danielle admitted that her first reaction was skeptical. In her blog, she recalled thinking, "Oh, wow. You never talked to me, and now you're trying to hit on me. Real smooth." Despite that shaky start, Adam managed to pique her interest. Soon the two began sharing casual moments together, often grabbing lunch or spending their 15-minute breaks chatting and getting to know one another. It didn't take long for a connection to grow, and eventually Adam decided to ask Danielle on a proper date. But just as things seemed to be moving forward, Adam made a rookie mistake. He canceled that very first date to hang out with his friends instead. Many people would have written him off at that point, but Danielle decided to give him another chance, a decision that would prove life-changing. Their official first date was anything but ordinary. Adam invited Danielle to dinner at Casa Mañana, a Mexican restaurant. What she didn't know was that it wasn't just a casual dinner for two. It was actually his sister's birthday celebration, complete with his entire family. To make things even more nerve-wracking, Adam first took Danielle to his parents' house, where he left her sitting alone while he went to change. Danielle found herself unexpectedly face-to-face with his mom, dad, and sister, who immediately began chatting with her and, of course, asking plenty of questions. Though the night started with awkward surprises, it ended on the sweetest note. After dinner, Adam officially asked Danielle to be his girlfriend. This time there were no hesitations. She said yes. What began with a hesitant Hey, beautiful, and a canceled date turned into the foundation of a relationship that would weather challenges, grow stronger over the years, and eventually lead to marriage, a reality show, and the adventure of raising 6 daughters together. The couple married on July 22nd, 2006, in their hometown of Lake Charles, Louisiana. While it was a beautiful day, getting there wasn't easy. In an interview with Country Living, Danielle shared that their wedding was particularly difficult to plan because it took place right after Hurricane Rita devastated the area. With most venues damaged or destroyed, options were extremely limited. Still, the couple was determined not to let the destruction derail their plans. They managed to find a small chapel, which became the intimate setting where they exchanged vows surrounded by their closest family and friends. Danielle later reflected that although the wedding was modest, it was deeply meaningful. Over the years, Danielle and Adam's love has only grown stronger. When they celebrated their 15th wedding anniversary in 2021, Danielle shared a touching tribute to her husband on Instagram. "I can't believe the life I get to live with you, Buzz. As I look back through some of these pictures, I am in awe over the things we have gotten to do, places we have been able to travel to, and most of all, the beautiful girls God has given us." Danielle Busby may now be known as the mother of 6 daughters, including America's only all-girl quintuplets. But her journey to motherhood was far from simple. In a candid blog post titled Infertility Journey, she revealed the challenges that nearly broke her spirit before she finally experienced the blessing of becoming a mom. Danielle admitted that she and Adam had always shared a deep love for children and never once imagined they would face obstacles in starting a family. "Adam and I both adore kids, and we never ever imagined we would have issues," she wrote, capturing the shock of those early months. After 6 months of unsuccessful attempts to conceive, Danielle turned to medical help for answers. The news was difficult to hear. Her doctor explained that she did not ovulate regularly, while Adam's testosterone, sperm count, and motility were lower than average. This combination meant natural conception would be a challenge. Their doctor recommended they try intrauterine insemination, IUI, a process that could increase their chances. Both Danielle and Adam began taking Clomid, a medication meant to regulate her ovulation while improving his sperm count. The couple committed themselves fully to the process, enduring 5 cycles of IUI. Each cycle came with renewed hope, but month after month, they faced heartbreak. Danielle described the treatments as costly, time-consuming, and stressful, adding that the experience weighed heavily not just on her body, but also on their marriage. The pressure, the disappointment, and the uncertainty left them emotionally drained. "Infertility struggles was one of the hardest phases of my life," she admitted in an interview with Country Living. Yet even in those dark moments, Danielle's faith and resilience carried her forward. Looking back, she believes that those struggles, while painful, were not without purpose. "We will never understand why we may struggle through parts of our life, but I do believe there is always good that will come from a struggle," she reflected. For Danielle, the lesson was in surrendering control, embracing patience, and trusting that her journey was unfolding exactly as it was meant to. "We just have to push our pride aside and not control the uncontrollable things," she said. After enduring 5 heartbreaking and unsuccessful rounds of IUI, Danielle Busby was nearly ready to give up hope. But her doctor suggested one last change, switching her medication from Clomid to a different fertility drug called Femara. The shift made all the difference. On her 6th attempt, after 2 long years of waiting, Danielle finally received the miracle she and Adam had been praying for. She was pregnant. In her blog post titled Princess Blayke, Danielle vividly recalled the life-changing moment she took a pregnancy test and saw the positive result. "I start screaming. I am shaking like crazy," she wrote, describing the wave of disbelief and joy that crashed over her. She rushed into the other room to share the news with Adam, holding the test out in front of her. "I showed him the stick and said, 'It's positive.' His face, excited, shocked, Scared, thrilled, nervous. That mix of emotions captured both the overwhelming relief of answered prayers and the dawning realization that their lives were about to change forever. A few weeks later, the couple went in for their first ultrasound. For most parents, the image on the screen is nothing more than a blur. But for Danielle, it was the most beautiful sight she had ever seen. "Something so blurry never looked so beautiful," she wrote. "We finally received our answered prayers. God is so good." After years of struggle, tears, and uncertainty, they were finally on their way to becoming parents. On April 5th, 2011, Danielle gave birth to their first daughter, Blayke Louise Busby. The moment she laid eyes on her baby girl, she understood the depth of maternal love that others had tried to explain to her. She described meeting Blayke as love at first sight, an instant and unconditional bond that filled her heart in a way nothing else ever had. As Blayke grew, her journey continued to reflect the same faith-filled upbringing her parents valued. At 11 years old, she chose to be baptized, a moment that Danielle called one of the greatest honors of motherhood. On Instagram, she shared her joy. "I feel so honored to be her mama. It brings so much joy to my heart. Blayke, I pray you continue to shine your light to all those around you, that you continue to seek His word and grow stronger in your faith, and never forget that Jesus loves you for who you are, always." When Danielle Busby and her husband Adam decided to try for another child, they knew from experience that the road to pregnancy would not be simple. Danielle once again turned to Femara and underwent another IUI procedure. This time, the results were nothing short of extraordinary. Not only was she pregnant again, but she was carrying 5 babies at once. In her blog post, Infertility Journey, Danielle recalled the unforgettable ultrasound moment. "Adam is about to pass out and I am laughing." The couple's lives were about to change forever in ways they could barely comprehend. On April 8, 2015, Danielle made history when she became the first woman in the United States to give birth to an all-girl set of quintuplets. Delivered by C-section at just 28 weeks, the babies, Olivia, Ava, Hazel, Parker, and Riley, were tiny but strong. Because of their premature arrival, all 5 spent the first 2 months of their lives in the NICU, where they were carefully monitored and treated for conditions including heart murmurs, a common issue in preterm infants. Fortunately, with the help of medication and expert care, their health steadily improved until they were ready to go home. For most parents, the thought of raising 5 newborns at once might seem overwhelming, even terrifying. But for Danielle, the joy of finally bringing her daughters home eclipsed every fear. In her blog post, Sinking In, she wrote, "My little heart is so full of joy and excitement that I think the reality of having 5 babies home hasn't really scared me." She added with humor, "There is nothing more that we want than to have our big old family, all 8 of us, together under one roof. One small roof that is, Lowell." Shortly after discovering she was pregnant with quintuplets, Danielle Busby realized her family's journey was something worth documenting. In early 2015, she launched a YouTube channel to share glimpses of her life as a mom-to-be of 6. Her very first upload, Busby Quint's Gender Reveal, posted in January 2015, captured a joyful moment. Her eldest daughter, Blayke, opening boxes to reveal the gender of each baby. That sweet homemade video would mark the beginning of a whirlwind adventure that soon drew national attention. As Danielle continued uploading videos about her family, audiences quickly connected with her candidness, humor, and positivity. The channel grew so popular that it caught the attention of TLC, who approached the Busbys about turning their story into a reality series. The result was Outdaughtered, which premiered on May 10, 2016. The show gave viewers an intimate look into the chaos and joy of raising 6 daughters, ranging from everyday milestones to extraordinary family moments. Fans watched the Busbys tackle potty training, sibling squabbles, chaotic birthday parties, moving into new homes, and even family trips to Hawaii. What set Outdaughtered apart was its honesty. Danielle and Adam never pretended parenting was easy. Instead, they openly shared both the laughter and the exhaustion that came with raising a household full of energetic little girls. The series also highlighted the challenges beyond parenting. Danielle and Adam have been transparent about juggling careers, managing finances, and maintaining their marriage while ensuring each child feels loved and valued. Danielle admitted in an interview with Country Living that it will always be a challenge to balance 6 kids and make sure they each get one-on-one time. She explained that the hardest part isn't just the emotional load, but also the everyday logistics. The most difficult part of having a large family is just the logistics of doing anything and everything. It takes some thought to do everything from cooking dinner to getting out of the house. Danielle Busby has always been open about the ups and downs of motherhood, but in April 2021, she made headlines for a powerful Instagram post that resonated with women everywhere. Sharing a mirror selfie, Danielle wore a sports bra that revealed her toned abs, while she gently held on to the loose skin left from carrying her 6 children. In her caption, she began with honesty, writing, "Guess what, mamas? We all have our own. I don't like this about my body, especially after having kids. So, can us mamas just accept it and let that be okay?" For Danielle, the post was more than a casual update. It was an act of vulnerability. She explained that she sees her postpartum markers not as flaws but as reminders of the extraordinary journey her body went through to bring her quintuplets into the world. At the same time, Danielle was candid about her commitment to fitness, saying, "I accept that my body will never be what it was before kids, but I will still try my best to dedicate time to bettering my body for my health." That balance between self-acceptance and motivation struck a chord with mothers who often feel pressure to bounce back after childbirth. The response was overwhelming. Danielle's comment section filled with praise and encouragement, with fans expressing admiration for her strength, both physical and emotional. Many remarked in disbelief at how incredible she looked after giving birth to 6 children, while others thanked her for normalizing the insecurities that so many women face but rarely talk about. What made Danielle's message so impactful was her emphasis on health over perfection. She reminded her followers that being the best you has nothing to do with chasing an ideal body shape, but instead with prioritizing well-being, energy, and confidence. Her closing words captured this sentiment perfectly. Let us love our bodies no matter what it looks like or how it changes. The best you is the healthiest you, no matter the extra skin, new scars, or extra weight. In November 2020, Danielle Busby's health battle first came to light when her husband, Adam Busby, shared a deeply concerning update with fans. He posted a photo of Danielle lying in a hospital bed and explained that she had been rushed to the ER after suddenly experiencing alarming sensations in her arms and legs. "It just happened rather quickly today," Adam wrote, capturing the shock and fear that hit the family so unexpectedly. In the months that followed, Danielle began a frustrating and emotional search for answers. She met with a wide range of specialists, including a cardiologist, rheumatologist, and gastroenterologist, yet no one could pinpoint exactly what was wrong. Opening up to Us Weekly, Danielle described the confusing reality of living with a mystery illness. "I would just get out of breath, or I couldn't keep up," she revealed. Along with exhaustion, she suffered from constant pain in her neck and back, unrelenting migraines, and troubling nerve-related sensations that left her body feeling unfamiliar and unreliable. For someone who had always lived an active, athletic lifestyle, the sudden decline was both devastating and disorienting. Danielle explained that simple tasks became overwhelming. "I used to not be able to get upstairs without feeling like I was going to pass out," she admitted, emphasizing how abnormal this felt given her history of prioritizing health and fitness. By July 2023, Danielle was finally able to put a partial name to her struggle. Speaking once again to Us Weekly, she shared that doctors had diagnosed her with migraines and that she was receiving treatment for fibromyalgia, a chronic condition known for widespread pain, fatigue, and nerve issues. Even with these diagnoses, Danielle admitted that the full picture of her illness was still unclear. Some days remained unpredictable, with flare-ups making daily life more difficult than others. In 2021, life changed dramatically for the Busby family when the COVID-19 pandemic disrupted nearly every aspect of their routine. For a family already juggling 6 children and the constant presence of cameras, the restrictions made filming outdaughtered nearly unbearable. Adam Busby later revealed in an interview with Today.com that the pandemic completely altered the filming process. What once took a manageable 3 to 6 months stretched into almost a full year, placing an exhausting weight on both the parents and the children. The long production schedule blurred the line between home life and reality TV, leaving the family no time to breathe. For the first time since their rise to fame, the Busbys decided to step back, prioritizing their mental health and family balance over the pressure of keeping their show on the air. For fans, the 2-year absence was noticeable, but the break ultimately rejuvenated the family. In July 2023, Outdaughtered triumphantly returned for its 9th season with some significant changes. Danielle and Adam were no longer just the stars of the show. They had taken on new roles as executive producers. This gave them more creative control and allowed them to set boundaries, especially when it came to their daughter's involvement. The couple agreed that the Quints and their older sister Blayke would decide when and how much they wanted to be filmed, granting the children autonomy in a world where cameras had always been present. The new season reflected how much life had shifted during the break. Danielle was now deeply invested in running her boutique, Grayson B., a project she had been building with passion. Balancing a storefront with the responsibilities of raising 6 children, however, proved to be an enormous challenge. Adam stepped up, taking on more of the daily household and parenting duties, but tension soon surfaced. Season 9 highlighted this struggle, particularly as Danielle admitted it was hard for her to step away from home life while Adam accused her of being too controlling. The couple's honest portrayal of their marital growing pains made the season more relatable than ever. Next, faith has always been a guiding force in Danielle Busby's life, something fans of Outdaughtered see regularly through her words and actions. As a mother of 6, she often leans on her Christian beliefs, referencing God on the show, in heartfelt blog entries, and across her social media posts. Whether celebrating blessings or enduring struggles, Danielle views every moment as part of a greater plan. She frequently shares how her faith helps her see challenges not as setbacks, but as lessons and opportunities for growth. A devoted member of One Life Church in her community, Danielle also ensures her children are surrounded by the same values, even sending her eldest daughter, Blayke, to church camp to strengthen her own spiritual journey. Yet, what surprises many of her fans is that Danielle didn't grow up deeply religious, nor did she identify as a Christian until adulthood. In fact, she didn't fully commit to her faith until the age of 25. On her blog, It's a Buzzworld, Danielle shared how her path to Christianity was far from straightforward. I first started to understand that I needed to surrender my life to Jesus when I was in my early 20s, she wrote, explaining that she wrestled with fear for several years. She worried about what it would mean to fully surrender and how accepting Jesus might change her life. The turning point came during one of the most difficult seasons she had ever faced. Danielle openly admitted she reached a low point, describing herself as broken, lost, empty, and unworthy. Those words reflected a profound internal struggle that left her searching for answers beyond herself. It was in that brokenness, she explained, that she found the courage to let go of fear and trust in God's plan. Now, Danielle Busby has taken fans by surprise in 2025 with a transformation that feels nothing short of stunning. Viewers who have followed Danielle for years are used to her down-to-earth personality, candid updates about motherhood, and a style that leaned more toward casual comfort. But recently, Danielle has unveiled a refreshed look that has had many doing a double-take, sparking conversations across social media about just how radiant she appears these days. The buzz began when Danielle posted a new photo to Instagram, where she showed off a glowing complexion and a noticeably more polished style. Instead of the laid-back, casual outfits fans were familiar with, her wardrobe now leans toward chic contemporary pieces that highlight her figure while maintaining a classy, modern edge. Her hair, which she often wore in easygoing waves, now appears sleek and carefully styled, elevating her entire look. The response was immediate and overwhelming, with fans flooding the comments section. Messages like, "Is this really Danielle? She looks incredible, and she's glowing. What's her secret?" reflected the genuine surprise and admiration from followers who have watched her journey unfold for years. While Danielle hasn't revealed the exact steps behind her transformation, it's clear her renewed image comes at a significant moment in her personal life. Earlier this year, she and her husband Adam made the difficult decision to close their boutique, Grace & B. The closure stemmed from persistent building issues and disputes with their landlord, leaving the couple with no choice but to step away from the business they had poured years of energy into. Not long after, the family of 8 made another big change, relocating to a new town in search of a quieter, more peaceful environment to raise their 6 daughters. Alongside these shifts, Danielle has continued to be candid about her ongoing health struggles. For years, she has battled a mystery illness that has sent her to the hospital and required continuous medical investigations. These challenges have tested her resilience, yet Danielle has never shied away from sharing her journey with fans. Her openness about both the good and the difficult moments has only deepened the respect her followers hold for her. Her 2025 transformation, then, feels like more than just a physical update. It reflects a woman navigating immense change, closing chapters, embracing new beginnings, and finding strength despite uncertainty. Whether it's through her glowing look, her evolving style, or her honesty about health and family life, Danielle Busby continues to captivate fans by showing what resilience and reinvention truly look like. What do you think about Danielle Busby's changes and her current life? Leave us your comments in the section below. We hope you have found this helpful video. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Thank you for watching this, and see you in the next videos. Goodbye.